Hey guys, today I'm looking at Red Alert 2, another extremely classic RTS on the PC. Oh my god, I love this game. There's not really much else I can really say about it. You basically play as the Americans and like the futuristic Soviets, I guess. Man, this game was just friggin' ridiculously cool and fun. Basically, you would have, your normal kind of deposits. You'd have your one resource basically, and your collector units would basically go and, get everything you needed. And from that, you would divert all of your resources. So you would have a basic barracks where you would deploy, your units. And of course, depending on what faction you were playing as, either the Russians or the Americans, you would have different units. For example, the Americans have Marines, while the Russians have conscripts, which are much cheaper to buy, but they don't have as much HP basically. For the Marines, however, one of their main things is that they're able to create dig outs and basically hold down and basically act as really defensive units. Of course, you get tanks, jets, transport ships. My favorite thing to do was honestly create a series of different pillboxes around the whole map so that it would, be kind of like my area. The one other resource technically you need to worry about, instead of, population control, you need to have essentially generators and reactors to power a lot of your systems. And if the enemy takes it out, a lot of things will just stop working. Jets also have a fuel capacity. There's only so far they can go. If the enemy has AA guns, that pretty much will completely destroy them. Otherwise, you can just pick them off one by one very easily. I have to say the best thing about this game is probably the music. The main theme it just has so much attitude. It's so iconic. There's nothing really like Red Alert, because when you play it, you just know you're playing something very special and very, very specific. The setup is very simple. You have a simple, diamond-shaped diagram, or map rather, and basically you have the fog of war, which you have to navigate and reveal enemy positions and, all that good stuff. Some of the cool things that you can get on each side, besides being one of the two, each faction also has its kind of special device or unit for multiplayer. So for example, I think if you play as the French, you get this huge like naval gun that you can place as a stationary thing that will obliterate everything at the ocean. I think if you play as like Lebanon or something, you have a suicide truck or something. That's a lot of fun. And of course, there are also hero units. For example, the Americans get Tanya, who is this almost Tomb Raider-like dual-wielding pistol girl. And for the Russians, you get Yuri, the psychic, who is able essentially to convert other units to his side. The other thing I love about this game, has like all of these crazy in-game cutscenes that are done with real-life actors, which is something that is very kind of unusual and something you don't typically see. I find it to be very funny that they do that. And something else the Americans have, they have the chrono troopers who are able to basically freeze time and teleport and stuff like that. They're really cool. They also have, if you're the British, you have a special sniper class unit. I don't know, I love this game. It is so much fun. It is so simple. And it's just a very, very classic, well-made game. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything bad to say about it, frankly. I don't think it's the perfect RTS. I think that still goes to a game like StarCraft. But this is probably the most fun I've ever had playing an RTS. StarCraft is like the perfect balance of strategy. But this one is also, again, just very, very good in general. One really cool thing is that the Allies get these laser beam power towers, while the Russians get these Tesla towers, and so they kind of act as the shock things that from a distance will electrocute any troop that gets nearby. Again, the premise of the game is pretty simple. You just have to go into the enemy's base, destroy their resources or resource gathering units, then take out their main base. Of course, you can have engineers repair your base. There are crazy kind of doomsday weapons you can get, which I love in this game, which include things like lightning storms and the nuke strike. And the nuke strike is absolutely ridiculous. It just wipes out everything on the map, and you kind of have to make sure you build yours before your enemy. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this game, except I just absolutely love it. There's also cool things where soldiers can also fortify into abandoned buildings and take them over. And so by doing that, you can basically, even if you don't have a defensive type troop, they can stay in that building and at least have a defensive type attack. Again, I love this game's soundtrack. It has a lot of guitars, a lot of kind of marching sounds. It feels very, very intense, very like cool, very war themed, all that kind of good stuff. And I think this was made in the early 90s, kind of right after the Soviet Union collapse. So it's kind of like, oh, cool, we can fantasize about all the wars and battles that aren't going to happen. So I found that to be pretty funny. What I also love about these games is when you're exploring the map, sometimes you find like hidden little collectibles that like give you a special trooper or give you a special piece of infrastructure or like points or something you can use towards your spending. And again, it's all just one resource, which is funds, which I just love. It's just very easy to keep track of, and it's kind of like, this is the closest thing to like a normie RTS I think there would be. It's just everything's very streamlined and fun and very hoorah. I don't know, there's not much else to say about this game. It's literally just one of the best RTSs ever made. I absolutely adore it, and it's just something I feel like everyone should at least try or play once in their life. It just really is that good and that iconic, and I love it to death. Anyway, with all that being said, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.